Okay, we're continuing on this journey to your husband, the man you want to marry, or the man you want to spend the rest of your life with.
Okay.
And we know right now that he does not exist. This is a goal that you have.
Right.
And my question is, I know you set a date, which is always good. You did set a deadline.
I did.
And how many days is it between now and your announcement of your long-term relationship or marriage?
Okay, we're down to 614 days.
Okay, 614 days. Okay, so now as the days get less, as you get closer, right?
Yes.
The people you need to be meeting needs to be getting higher.
Yes.
And is that getting higher? Are you meeting more people?
I am, yes.
Okay, good. You are meeting people. And I thought it was interesting today that you met a guy in the coffee shop.
Yes.
Who actually came over and introduced himself and said, he complimented me first.
Yes.
What did he say, remember?
He was very happy that you had two beautiful women with you.
Yes. And he continued to participate in the conversation as best he could.
Yes.
But then you said that there was something that you actually liked about him. And what was it? Because if I see him again, I'm going to try to wing this a little bit for you and bring him in a little tighter. And the way he was kind of flirting, I would certainly hope that he wouldn't be married.
Right, but sometimes you have to come right out and ask.
Yeah, that's what I would think. So what is it you like about this guy?
I think that he showed confidence, but I think he was respectful. He didn't just come up to the two women and hit on us. He was more respectful in approaching you as the man at the table with two beautiful women.
And what did he say about me? Do you remember what he said about me? He said something specifically about me.
I think he was impressed by you.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah, he was impressed by you.
Okay.
Of course, he thought you were a very attractive gentleman. Mm-hmm. And he could see that, he could tell that you were a successful man and proven by having two beautiful women with you.
Okay. And continue.
Okay, what I liked about him was that he showed confidence, but he also showed respect to you. Mm-hmm. And, like if we were your daughters or your sisters, it didn't really matter. He was showing respect to you with us, being with us. So I don't know, it was just the way he did it. It was nice.
Okay, and so based on his first impression, and assuming that he is single and not tied down with anybody, and he's not a madman, this would be someone
or attached to a mad woman.
Yeah, and so this is somebody that you would say, okay, I wouldn't mind continuing to build an acquaintance with this person.
Right.
In a safe environment, all that sort of thing.
Right.
And I think that coffee shop could be a good place because what I'm thinking is, let me ask you this.
Okay.
If we happen to have another meeting there and this gentleman shows up and I ask him to join the conversation and we start having more conversation with him and you are enjoying your conversation with him and we think that there's a decent vibe here going on, would you feel comfortable if I said, listen, me and Kate have to run an errand, we're going to come back and pick you up in an hour. Would you feel safe being left alone in that coffee shop with that gentleman for about an hour?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah, it's a public place. I would be comfortable.
And would you do it if I said, feel this guy out, you try to get some idea as to where he's coming from. And if you would be interested in that, I would give you maybe 2 or 3 basic questions, and then you would, go from there. See, there's a note, and these are the questions that you would want to ask him, and then just kind of go from there. You'd be willing to do that?
I would be, yes.
Okay, that's a bet then. So, if I'm serious,
Okay.
So if I see him again, we're going to make it happen,
Okay. Now, our bet, does this have money involved?
Well, no, I wouldn't need to add that to the equation.
Okay.
What I'm saying is...
Just checking.
Yeah, so like in New York, we would say, okay, meaning that's a bet, meaning we're going to make that happen.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to, because he says he goes there quite regular, and he was even asking if we go there on a regular basis.
Right.
So obviously, I will be looking for him because I do come here throughout the week.
Okay.
And normally if I see an old man, I don't say nothing to him. But if I see this gentleman, I'm going to go, hey, do you remember my name? How are you doing? And, when are you going to be here again? Maybe we can talk a little bit more. Find out, he might even like He might even like a Rubik's Cube. I really don't know. Or maybe he's in the middle of solving one and I can give him a few pointers. Just we need to find out what's going on with this guy.
Right. Or he may tell you he's married and it'll all be resolved by that.
Or then he might say, but I do have a brother who's going to be coming in town. And he wants to join us for coffee. And I told him about this wonderful group of people that I met.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and then the guy could come and look like Santa Claus's brother. And say, this is the guy you really wanted.
His older brother, yes.
Yeah, because you like the Santa Claus types.
I do very much.
Okay. All right, so let's talk about, again, those basic 4 steps. Remember, we said there are 20 steps between here and marriage.
Right.
And did you like the list? Did the list give you clarity?
Yes, it did, because it's a little bit more focused than what I think traditionally you might think of. You meet, you fall in love, you get married, you live your life. That's people. I think we try to make it too simple.
And that's the linear versus the taxi cab theory
Right.
that I was talking about.
Right.
And we'll talk more about that in just a second.
Okay.
Always a pleasure chatting with you.
Nice to talk with you, Jay.